Hey everyone, welcome back to the How to Become an Animator series. I've changed the layout and it's been a while since I've posted, so thanks for hanging in there. This is where we're going to be doing a lot more videos where I can do a lot more computer stuff behind the scenes. While I haven't been posting lately, I have noticed a lot of people commenting and asking really good questions about animation, my job, different things about the content I've posted. So the first thing I want to do is go address your guys' comments. So welcome to the first animation Q&A. I want to be an animator asks, I'd love to be an animator, but I have no idea how to start, and are there any programs I have to download, or what should I read? Thanks. Good question. For anyone just looking to begin their journey into animation, if you want to do 3D, there's some free software out there, blenders out there, which I've never used. Some people have said it's good. I've heard that the software isn't very intuitive, but it is pretty powerful. So you can check that out for free. What I would recommend though is Autodesk Maya if you're looking to do 3D. You can get an educational license of Maya, any version, for free on autodesk.com or students.autodesk.com. I'll put the link in the description. So go there, make an account. You can use that non-commercially for 3 years and it's unrestricted. Do whatever you want, render whatever you want. It's super awesome. So if you want to do 3D, start there. Now, if you don't have a computer that's powerful enough to support 3D software like Maya or Blender, then you can go the 2D route. Now, if you've got After Effects, Photoshop, Premiere, any of the Adobe suite, you can do a lot of animation there. There's a program called Adobe Character Animator or Adobe Animate, previously known as Flash. And there's a bunch of stuff you can do there, tutorials online to help you get started. And if you need to go even, lower budget, there's plenty of 30-day trials of different things like Toon Boom, TV Paint, stuff like that to get you started if you like to hand draw or you want to deform rigs or that kind of thing. There's a lot of tools like that, but I think they're only trial versions. And if you want to go super basic, back to where I started, you can download Pivot Stick Figure Animator if you're on Windows. I don't think it works on Mac, which gives you the ability to take basic stick figure shapes, pose the joints on one frame at a time, and create kind of a flipbook animation. The software's kind of old, not hard to find, but make sure you don't download a virus instead, because it's not going to be on any kind of official website. If you're totally broke, or your computer sucks, you have a pencil and paper. And if you can't draw, there's still no excuses, because you can do what South Park did, and cut out characters, glue them together, and move them in front of a camera, and do stop motion, which you can also use action figures for and that kind of stuff, or even clay. There's a ton of different ways to get started, so just start. Miss Sunny Muffins has a bunch of questions. Here we go. Question 1. Is storyboarding a job, like a whole job, or is that just a step in the process? Do they hire someone to storyboard and then someone else to design the characters, someone else to model, someone else to rig, and then does someone else animate them? Or does one person do it all? Excellent question, and it's actually both. Depending on where you are, let's just assume we're talking about studios. If you are at a smaller studio that's going to do commercial work, film work, TV work, motion graphics, different things like that, you might have just generalists. CG, VFX generalists, animation generalists, whatever they would call them. But a generalist is somebody who can kind of do all those pieces. But at a place like DreamWorks or the big studios, Disney, Pixar, you've got specialists. You've got people who are going to do one specific thing. So as far as the departments there, you've got modelers, you've got surfacers, you've got character TDs or riggers, you've got animators. But when it comes to storyboarding, there's an entire story department that's going to handle that. But yes, storyboarding is a whole job. It's also good to note that you can have storyboarding for film, you can have storyboarding for TV, you can have storyboarding for all kinds of different things, games, short films, commercials, even music videos. Question 2. Is there a lot of rotation of workers? I feel like I kind of see the same names for producers and directors, and it scares me thinking there's only a job when somebody dies or quits. Is this the case, or does every new movie or project open new opportunities for people? Rotation of worker depends on where you're at. Some studios want to hire you and keep you for as long as they can. I think DreamWorks and Pixar, that's usually their model. They'll bring people on and try to keep them there. There are other studios that need you for a project or for a movie, like I think ILM and Weta Digital, they do that kind of thing, where they'll bring you on because they need to finish a certain movie. And then if you do really well, they like you like them, relationship was good, and then they have more to work on, I think they'll usually renew your contract, try to keep you around unless you leave or they run out of stuff for you. And usually people pop around all over the place. That's just kind of a thing that happens in animation a lot of the time. So if you love to travel, animation could be a really great career if you are good to do that. Question 3, was it more important in your application that you did Animation Mentor or that your portfolio of work was good? Is it where you go or what you make? It's definitely what you make. Now, if you know someone or you went to a certain place and you've got that connection, that can really help because that just gives you another entry point to get people's eyes on your work and to not see you as just another applicant, but to say, oh, this is someone from my school and they have a little bit of, Animation Mentor pride. and they'll want you to be doing well because they love the school. Hopefully they're going to like you, and so they're going to want to look at your stuff in a positive light. You'll stand out a little bit because they'll go, oh yeah, there were 2 or 3 good ones, but one of them went to Animation Mentor, and they'll just remember that you were that person. But that doesn't make or break it. If someone else's work is better than you and the studio needs someone better, that's going to matter more. Next question, what's your job like? Do you actually do any animation, or are you always just teaching other people how to? Is that where you want to stay? Good question. I keep saying good question. They're all good questions. My job's interesting. I can animate if I want to. It's not for the movies. My primary role is to teach people how to do whatever it is they need to do. Now, from animation, that could be how to use the software. Sometimes I'm teaching interns how to animate, principles of animation, kind of what we're doing here. But I teach a lot more than animation. I teach over 50-something classes, from lighting to CFX, some After Effects, Maya, Photoshop, surfacing. I teach Unix, coding, a ton of different things. So I teach a lot of different stuff. I'm kind of a generalist in my role, but as far as animation goes, since I know all those things and I know all the tools, I can make myself a shot with Hiccup, with Toothless, Astrid, and just animate it in my spare time. So even though I'm not in the animation department, being in this current position helps me animate. So it's a really good place to be if I want to animate. And it's not where I want to stay forever, but it's a really great position of opportunity to grow into animation because I have all the access I need. I know all the tools. There's very few times I need to email somebody or call someone for help and like, hey, how do I get this shot set up? I'm the one who builds them. Next question, the estimated median salary for an animator is usually around $60,000 to $65,000 US dollars online. Is it way more than that at DreamWorks because it's a big brand name? I don't know. Since I'm not an animator, I don't have any real idea what the numbers are there, and if I did, I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to say. I have not really asked anybody because that's weird, so sorry I can't be more help here. Next question. Do you think a master's degree in film would be good to get before or after gaining job experience? Say you go to college, should you do all 6 years at once, or finish your 4 years, get a job, and see about getting a master's degree once you're ready to advance career-wise? I'm definitely not the best person to ask because I'm super biased. I'm not a big fan of the school systems in terms of college and how they teach what they teach, and I don't think most schools are equipped to teach animation at a level to get you ready to get a job. That's the whole point of why Animation Mentor was created. People were going to colleges, getting an animation degree, and they weren't getting any jobs. So for anybody just going through college right now and you're not sure you want to do animation, I'm not telling you to drop out. I don't need your parents calling me. But if animation is for sure what you want to do, definitely look into stuff like Animation Mentor because that's going to teach you what you actually need to know. Most schools seem to just give you this broad, like a week in stop motion, a week in 3D, a week in 2D. That's not enough time to really learn anything. So anyway, that's my little rant. Back to your question about a master's degree in film. I don't know. I think for filmmaking, anything in filmmaking that you know is going to be extremely useful in animation. Whether you want to be an animator, a storyboard artist, layout, whatever it may be. Cinematography, staging, timing, pacing, all that kind of stuff, acting, that's all going to be really important no matter what part of animation you're in. So, a master's degree in film is probably going to be really helpful. And what's more important than the information, because you can Google things, you can watch YouTube videos, all this stuff's always online. So if you go to a film school or you do some kind of master's program or you go to a workshop or you go to a networking event or whatever it may be, that's where you meet other passionate people who are doing what you want to do. You're surrounding yourself with them and they're talented and they're going to push you to do better. Those are the people that you're going to be connecting with and making movies with. So the networking opportunities at a master's film school are going to be way more valuable than just the content you learn there. If you can afford it, go for it. But if you have other opportunities that you think you can pursue before you go finish the other 2 years, then try that. I think depending on who you are, it can be extremely valuable. And honestly, if you think you can handle it, try getting a job and doing the master's and see what happens. I have a question for all of you listening, and I also want to remind everybody that I'm doing this on YouTube. I'm also doing this as a podcast, so links in the description if you are on YouTube and you want to go check out the podcast. If you're driving, you're at work, you're somewhere where you can't watch a video, you can check out the videos on a podcast going forward. I'm going to be recording both. Now, whether you're listening on the podcast or listening on video form, I'd like to ask you a question. Please leave a comment to let me know. What would you say your experience level is? I've asked before what people want to see on this channel, and I've been making notes of everything people have been leaving. So if you haven't told me yet, what are you looking for out of this channel? What can I do to bring you value? What sort of things do you want to see? I've had people tell me they want to see tutorials. Some people want very basic, just getting started, how do I use Maya? Other people say they are more intermediate and they don't want to see how to do a ball bounce, how to do a walk cycle. They want more of a let's do an 11-second club shot. Let's do an actual shot together, progression, the blocking, the staging, the planning, all of it through polish. What is it you're looking for? First question. And the second piece of that is, what's your experience level so that I know kind of who to cater to for each video? I'm trying to find a way to post super frequently. I haven't figured that out yet because I'm doing a lot of other animation stuff that I can't show on YouTube, unfortunately. If you want to know what I'm up to in between YouTube videos, Instagram and Snapchat, here are the links. Check me out there if you're interested. I post there more than I post on YouTube. Working on it, so we'll get there. But in any case, I'm trying to figure out what I can do for you guys to make this channel valuable to you, to help you learn things, to let you have insight into whatever it is you're curious about. So please let me know all that information, and don't forget to subscribe. That way you know when I post new stuff. If you don't want to miss when I post it, there's a little bell icon. Hit that and it should give you a notification each time I post something. Thanks again for all your questions. I'm looking to do this more often if I keep getting as many questions as I've been getting, so please let me know down in the comment section if you've got more questions. Thank you guys for waiting for this video to come out, and I hope the next one won't be quite as long of a wait. Thanks again for watching the first animation Q&A of how to become an animator. See ya.